This is Seclo Sounds, and you can listen to us by clicking Listen Live on our homepage at seclosounds.org for a choice of players. Via TuneIn Radio at www.tunein.com, search for Seclo Sounds and listen online or download the TuneIn app. You can download the Seclo Sounds iPhone app from the iTunes App Store, and you can listen to us on demand at our replay page.
You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Regular listeners to the show will know that two things are very important to me when it comes to travel. The first one is, what's the food going to be like? After all, a figure like mine does take lots of work and commitment. And the second one is consumer protection. I always try to make sure that people are aware of what financial protection they have when they go away. And so I wanted to find out about Secret Vineyards and their protection. And looking at their website, I did find that they offered 100% financial protection. So, of course, I wanted to find out more about that.
Yeah, sure. This is obviously very important for our customers to have peace of mind with their money once they've paid us. Under the package tour protection laws, we have to offer this protection. And we're members of the Travel Trust Association, a similar organisation to ABTA that's very well known. So that they protect all our guests' money once they've paid us, and should anything occur, unfortunately, hopefully that would never happen, but should it occur, they know that their money is in safe hands with the TTA.
Yeah, I've got personal experience with the TTA, and they're very good. I recommend them. So, yeah, that's good to hear. You've already mentioned that you're going to be bringing some wine back in and importing it to the UK so you can sell it, and I'm assuming that some of your guests will be flying on hand luggage. But if they fly with hand luggage and they suddenly want to buy lots of wine, can you help them to get it back to the UK?
Yeah, well, that's not a problem. Unfortunately, we cannot help them directly to take their wines in their hand luggages. Obviously, is the regulation. But what we can offer, they will have a chance on any tasting if they like the wine, and obviously. I'm pretty sure they will. They can place an order and we can arrange it to their doorstep. So basically, this is what we aiming to achieve with our wine retailing side in the future.
You do your tours and you have on your website what you're doing, but can people extend them so they can spend longer in the country?
Yeah, sure. If they want to personalise the tour after the elements of the tour that we provide, we can make arrangements for them to stay extra nights, even visit other parts of the country if needed. We can make those arrangements for them. Anything's possible. As Tamas said, our passion is about customer service, so we want to make sure that everyone enjoys their time.
We've talked about the tours, we haven't talked about price. What would a typical lead-in price be, and what does that provide the guest?
A Secret Vineyards tour starts in the region of £499, which include 3 nights hotel accommodation, coach travel through the 4 days, all entrance tickets, and one of the program is a 7 wine tasting in one of our vineyard partners, which is a working monastery. And there are also some heritage sites to visit, is also included. And on the side there is a 4-course gourmet lunch included. Second day tour, which is another winery partner, which is a family-owned kind of terroir wine cellar or wine-producing family, and there we also include 5 wine tasting experience with traditional Hungarian dinner, and also tasting of the Hungarian spirit, the palinka. Time to time we offering great discount of our prices, so that's sure to visit our website for it at secretvineyards.co.uk. And if needed, we're also able to provide competitive flight prices through our Atoll Angel license.
How can we find out more about Hungarian wine?
Well, visit our website, as Tamas just explained. We have information on there. Obviously, Google will also give you some information. Or give us a call. Our telephone number is 0845 299 7447.
Can you just give us the website address one more time, please?
Yeah, sure. www.secretvineyards.co.uk.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you both for your time.
This is Seklo Sounds. Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for 1 hour in the company of Harry and Edna on the wireless, exploring all aspects of the vintage scene and playing tip-top gramophone tunes. Harry and Edna on the wireless, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on seklosounds.org. Jolly good.
Sound the big thing now.
Hi, blessings to each and every one of you. Join me, Darren Hoy, with the Reggae Takeover Show for 2 hours of the finest reggae vibes, each and every Wednesday, 9 through to 11 p.m, here on Seklo Sounds. Don't miss out on your weekly Sunshine Fix, featuring Roots, Rude Boy, Dub, Lovers Rock, Ska, One Drop, and much, much more. So go on, give your sound system a treat. Join me, wind down low, and skank the night away. One love. That's Wednesdays, 9 through to 11 p.m, live on Seklo Sounds.
It's a top, my selector.
You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seklosounds.org. My next guest is Guillaume Post. He's going to be telling us about Manitoba, which is in Canada. If you're not sure where it is, if you imagine the map of North America with Canada at the top, roughly draw a line halfway horizontally across Canada, and then look roughly in the middle, and that's roughly where Manitoba is. It's a vast area, but the population is quite small, and most of the population is in the south of the province. Most of the people there speak English, or a small percentage who speak French, and it's really started up because of fur trade. And although you've not heard of maybe not heard of Manitoba, they may have heard of one or two of the destinations that are there. So the first question I put to Guillaume is there one part of Manitoba that everybody knows?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's when I'm going to drop it straight away and say Churchill, because that's probably the most famous part of Manitoba. And even if, people wouldn't locate it particularly or associate it with the province, they would know the name, because it's the polar bear capital of the world. And anybody who's seen Frozen Planet in the last 2-3 years or whenever it was produced knows what I'm talking about. So it's the best place in the world where you can have access to polar bear watching.
Okay. Talking about polar bears, I mean, what's the climate like in Manitoba? Is it the best time of year to visit, or can you go any time of the year?
Well, yeah, the climate is very much like everywhere in Canada, which does say a lot or nothing, because being the second largest country in the world, it depends where you are. So if you stay, you've got opposites. In the summer, it's going to be very hot. I mean, you get temperatures in 35, 40 degrees, very, very hot regularly in the summer at the end of July, in pretty much all the provinces. And then the more temperate, sort of 25 as well, or 30s. But so it can get very hot in the summer, and of course, as probably what Canada is most famous for, it gets pretty cold in the winter, especially when the wind chill over the vast expanses like the big lakes they have. So it's very frequent to get down to -20, -25 in the winter. But again, as I said, long summer, July, August, September, very, very warm in the southern parts of the province. Best time of year to visit, that depends a bit what you want to do. Usually when we talk about Manitoba, and that's what has been selling in the UK, and as I mentioned, people want to tick off the polar bear watching on their list. So you want to go to Manitoba, you want to go to Churchill. So that would you would have to decide if you want to go over in the summer or in the sort of main polar bear watching season, which is October, November. So it is an all year round destination, in the sense that you can go in February, March, and go and see the Northern Lights. You could go in September and appreciate the sort of fall foliage season and the migration of some species, etc. But if we're talking polar bears, beluga whales, polar bears and beluga whales, then you're talking July and August in Churchill. And if you're talking main polar bear season, that's from the mid-October to the end of November. And the later you go into November, the more snow you have on the ground. So an all year round destination if you want, but most of our business is either in the summer or then in October, November.
Just thinking about minus 25, that's my kind of temperature. I fancy some of that.
But that's what I mean. That's what we like Canada as well. If you do go in January, February, you can get those pretty cold temperatures. But then they know you know how to fight it, and they know how to fight it, and they'll tell you you need to layer up, and there's lots of nice technical clothing that you can wear. So that's fine.
It's not like the southeast of England then, when everything comes to a standstill because of the flake.
No.
Is it easy to get to from the UK? How long does it take, and are there any direct flights?
It's fairly easy to get there. There's lots of airlift with Air Canada in particular, but there's no direct flights. So the most common route would be from London Heathrow to Toronto, which is the biggest hub, and then you've got a couple of hours layover and then another flight to Winnipeg. To give you an idea, if you're on the 12 p.m. flight from London, you would get to Winnipeg at about 6 p.m. So you would have time to. It's not far from Winnipeg Airport to Winnipeg downtown. And if you're checking in one of the hotels at the Forks, which is the most one of the best places to stay at, or the quite nice area, you can get there for 7 p.m. So in time for a drink and checking in.
That's very civilized. That's okay.
Yeah, it's quite civilized. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you've got a good service on Air Canada. As I said, the Toronto connection is very good. So you get there in no time. There's also a train option that you can take from Toronto, which is, I mean, some people quite like it. You get to experience the sort of as I was talking about, the sort of wilderness from all the northern western sides of the Ontario all the way to Winnipeg, which is quite nice, and we get a lot of Brits traveling by train in Canada, and good ways to do it. Then you've got 2 nights on board, and you arrive in Winnipeg at 8 a.m.
You're listening to the Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org.